If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new songs in the description. Okay, first of all, I know you'll see the title, I know you'll see disappointing, but I already see the comments like, you're just a hater, like, you don't get it. But I really wanted this album to be good. I really wanted this album to be the one that, elevated Baby to yet another level. Y'all know when Donda dropped and Baby had that, hidden verse on Hurricane, and everybody went crazy on it when he came in and was like, okay, this man is really going places. My Turn was still an album that was like, proving his point that he's a good rapper, but then the Hurricane verse was like, he's a legend. The Bigger Picture proved that he was a legend. Stuff like the verse on J. Cole's, off-season album, Pride is a Devil, when Baby came in like that, pretty dope, right? Also on Wants and Needs with Drake. But then this album dropped, and we got to talk about this. I just finished listening to this, so this is like a first reaction. So nothing like fully thought out, just my first couple of emotional reactions to this. And maybe some of y'all can share them. If so, let me know in the comments down below. And if you're just saying I'm a hater, then, let me know in the comments why. I would love to know why you really like this album better than his other ones. So let's jump straight into this. So first of all, I always talked about comparing this album to My Turn just because it's, that was his last solo album. It's the one that we can compare it to the best. My Turn was an album that went bigger, more commercially accessible than any of the other projects he's dropped before that, which were more like, like mixtape type of things. Even though Harder Than Ever was a studio album, still felt like a mixtape, just this type of sound he was doing back then. So this new one was big. And leading up to it also, we knew that he was trying to go big. He had big time features, being on Donda and CLB in the same week, getting on tracks, for example, also later on with J. Cole, as I just talked about. So we knew Baby was like in the big leagues, hanging out with Kanye, hanging out with Jay-Z, stuff like that. We knew he was in the big leagues. And then also stuff like the Axe, collaboration he's done, big brand deals. He just scored the FIFA World Cup song. So stuff like that just proved to me he was in like one of those, the upper leagues of the hip hop, game that we're playing. And that's why I also thought this new album would be, a reflection of that development as well. But sadly it isn't. Sadly, this album is more of like a collection of just like basic Baby singles. And when I say basic Baby singles, that doesn't mean it's bad, and this is the point that I want to get across. This album is not bad by any means. I will go back to this and likely re-listen to every song on here. Like, I got a couple of them, of course, like California Breeze is crazy, Double Down is crazy, Forever is really insane, Russian Roulette, the outro track, was also really nice. The one with ESTG went completely hard. There are definitely tracks that I will go back to and that I really like. The one with Future was also dope. But all in all, it's if I wasn't a big Baby fan before and I just listened to this as someone tuning into his music now because I heard of him because he was blowing up so much, I really wouldn't have a lot of reasons to go back to this. And that is what I'm so worried about. I'm worried that this will not sell as much as My Turn first week. It likely won't. My Turn sold 197,000 first week. This one is likely gonna do about 100 in my predictions. Just because there also weren't big singles promoting this album that are, can carry the album a little bit further in the charts. We had Hey, which tried to start a trend that didn't really work. We had Detox that didn't even make it on the album because it didn't perform well enough. He had to put one of the old singles in a minute on there. So it's really sad that, those singles didn't blow up like Whoa or Some to Prove did, and didn't carry the album, to points where My Turn got carried to. And I know likely objectively listening to My Turn, you can also be like, okay, this is pretty mid. Like, it's not like that great. But then, going back to, it stood the test of time. And maybe that's something that we need to do with this new album as well. Maybe it needs to stand the test of time for us to really go like, okay, this was actually pretty dope. We can go back to it and listen to every track on here. But I just don't see this as this big album that was supposed to elevate him to new heights in the game. I don't want to say like this needs to be a Twisted Fantasy type of album that, allowed Kanye to come back like that. I'm not saying this needs to be like a complete classic or like us calling it a classic. I just wanted this to be a bit more, maybe also a bit more diverse, because a lot of the instrumentals sound the same. And I know there's like a criticism that a lot of people bring up, but even as a Baby fan, I'm like, okay, if I was listening to this not liking Baby, I would really feel like all the instrumentals sounded the same. That's why I'm bringing it up like that. And I'm a big Baby fan. As I said, I will go back to a lot of the songs on here, but just I'm worried about this thing not doing well. And I want Baby to win. And that's why I'm so disappointed by it, is because I just wanted the best for Lil Baby. I wanted this dude to win. I wanted this to prove to everybody that didn't believe in him before, that was like, oh, he's just a mumble rapper. Do y'all remember how many people shut up after he dropped The Bigger Picture? Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember how many people before that were like, oh, he's just another young thug son out of Atlanta with the same sound, just a clone? But then when The Bigger Picture dropped, a lot of people were like, okay, this dude is to be taken seriously. And I wanted this new album to kind of do the same, or even like on a bigger level than that. And sadly, I don't think it is doing that. It's just like it's proof that he can do what he does best, and that's what he's best at, obviously. But it just doesn't show that he can artistically go a lot further than that. I'm missing a lot of vocal ranges on a couple of songs. I'm missing him digging a bit deeper when it comes to lyrics, even though a lot of the lyrics are very heartfelt and very personal. I don't want to take away from that. But I always take this track, Forever with Friday, for example. And if you were live on my listening party on Twitch, which, by the way, everybody that joined there, big shout out to you. Happy you were there. And we're going to do this every Friday from now on. But everybody that was there knew this because I said it while I was reacting to it. This track with Friday could have been so much more. It could have been, Baby could have, went a little bit harder after the beat dropped. It could have been a bit more like, where you really get like goosebumps, like those emotionally scarred moments. I was looking for another emotionally scarred on here. Maybe that's my fault because I'm like looking for a track that already exists, and I'm comparing it to new tracks that are on here. I know that likely is only to the detriment of the whole thing. But I'm just saying, a track like that, and maybe it is Russian Roulette, maybe it is California Breeze, but I just didn't, from the first listen, get the same vibes and get the same feelings from it. So maybe I need to go back and re-listen again. But after my first reaction of this, as I said, I'm pretty disappointed. And I'm hoping that he can recover from this. A lot of you also said that he has the chance to drop another really good album after this one, but that one needs to be a bit more, I don't know, it needs to be more like you can hear it's in a cohesive project. I feel like Durkio did the same thing with 7220, where we were expecting this big album because Dirk was blowing up so much, and it kind of underwhelmed, and we're like, okay, I guess Durkio was just like on the side, just like sliding through. And a lot of you also compared him, like in the chat on the live stream on Twitch, to Roddy Ricch with the Roddy Ricch effect. Now that the older albums set such a high expectations that the new ones could only fail. But I thought Baby was past that. I thought Baby, was above Roddy in that regard, that he knew what he was doing and could come through and prove to everybody, even if the bars were set that high. But it is what it is. We got to accept it. We got to deal with what we got. Let me know your thoughts on this one. As I said, I'm a bit disappointed, but I'm a big Baby fan. I will re-listen to this religiously, and I'll give a more detailed, in-depth review when I listen to this a bit more. But that's my first thoughts on this. Let me know what your first thoughts on this were. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Did you feel the same way as me? Did you feel any other way than me? Or am I just being a hater? Let me know. Let me know if I'm being a hater, and any opinions or theories you got on this. So let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.